Hello, everybody. Today is day 3. Those of you who are participating in the Mary's Mini, good luck to you today. I am anticipating an excellent day myself. Yesterday was wonderful. It was a challenging day for me, but it ended beautifully. This is the thing. If I can put my head down on my pillow and say, I had a compliant day, that makes all the difference in the world. It doesn't matter how many struggles you have, you're fighting through it, you do what you need, and then when you put your head on your pillow and you know that you've been compliant, I tell you, that's the best feeling in the world, especially with the kind of day that I had. So let me tell you about my day, because sometimes we have a tendency to fall off when things don't go well or if we have difficult times. There was a time in my life that I would have fallen off too, because there were snacks around, there were things going on, and because I know I'm involved in a Mary's Mini that has 2 basic rules: pick your starch, eat as many non-starchy vegetables as you want. My brain said that doesn't fit within that rule. You can't do that. And that's the neat thing about the Mary's Mini. You have so few choices. And when you have so few choices, other choices that you try to make that are outside of the parameters of this protocol are just blatantly not okay. And so if you do decide to go off when you're in something as strict as a Mary's Mini, then you're making a concerted effort to go off. And rather than it, fall within that, I can have a little of this and a little of that, let me do this or let me do that. Let me tell you about yesterday. All right. Yesterday started, just fine, the way it normally does. I did fix some hash browns yesterday morning. I put them in the oven in a little crisper while I was getting things ready in preparation for work, and they burned. I forgot about them. Man, I was looking forward to those hash browns. But it just didn't happen. How many times do we get our mouth ready for something and it doesn't happen? And then that may give a person an excuse to reach for something that they are not supposed to have. Well, rule number 1, if it is possible, sometimes it's not possible, especially when you're living in the house with other people. But if it is possible, make sure that everything in your house is compliant. Because I'm telling you, yesterday morning, if I would have had some of the things I used to keep in my kitchen before I started getting really strict about trying to lose the rest of this weight, vegan breakfast bars, just stuff. One of those would have found its way in my mouth, because I wasn't really hungry. I was just prepared to eat something. And that's a big difference. And that happens to us sometimes when we're prepared to eat something, but it doesn't happen for one reason or another. And then we end up, going overboard on certain things. And so that's how my day started yesterday. Didn't get a chance to have my hash browns, so I was a little bit disappointed. Got to school during snack period. While, third period's my snack time with the kids, I pulled out a potato and did my little ballpark sauce. Some of you are familiar with that ballpark sauce. That's what I use to make my ballpark potatoes. I mixed up a little ballpark sauce, and all the ballpark sauce is just a little dollop of ketchup, regular yellow mustard, and pickle relish. Sweet relish is better, but since I'm doing the Mary's Mini, I go with the pickle relish, mix all that stuff up together, and just dip your potato in it. Believe it or not, it tastes really good. And that's what I had for snack yesterday. And of course, that took up about a minute worth of conversation, when I was eating my little ballpark potato. And at the beginning of class, the kids get their napkins, they, get their little stuff, sit down, eat, and then read their books for about 8 minutes before we get started. And, of course, someone brought up is that a potato? Now, this was a different class period from yesterday, because remember, yesterday I was trying to sneak and eat a potato during fourth period when it was not snack time. So this particular group they're familiar with my antics, and they've seen my potatoes before, but of course, someone's always going to point it out, and I have no problem with that. And so I did have a snack, because I kept telling myself yesterday morning, get over it. Just get over it. Get over your burnt potatoes. And then when I got to school, I said, well, snack time. I can just have a potato during snack time. So that's what I did. For lunch, I had some of my Instant Pot potatoes, the last of them that I had from that first batch. Cut those in half, sprinkled some Tony Chachere's low sodium Tony Chachere's on them with some hot sauce, and I had some steamed broccoli, and a huge serving. It was just wonderful, and had that for lunch. And then let me think. And then see, those are all the potatoes I had. I didn't have any more to help me during 3 or 4 o'clock. Well, 3 o'clock came, and I was hungry. I was absolutely starving. And I knew I had class yesterday, which, I have every Tuesday and Thursday. And so I said to myself, well, I'm fine. We had a little meeting just before that, and they had all kinds of snacks out on the table. I did not touch any of the snacks. I'm so proud of myself. I said, I'm going to go to Waffle House. And, Waffle House has something called steamed hash browns. Some people don't even know they exist, but it's a thing. If you walk into a Waffle House and say, I would like to have steamed hash browns, they will know what you're talking about. It's not on their menu, but it's on their corporate understanding of that's something they do. And they'll prepare it for you. Does it taste different from the hash browns that they usually prepare? Of course it does. It has no oil in it at all. I found a Waffle House near where I work that will actually scrape that griddle really well for me, and will throw them directly on the griddle with my mushrooms with no oil, and just stand there and toss them and toss them and toss them until they're cooked. I went there yesterday, and that particular cook was there, and he prepared that for me. So I really like the way those taste when you just fix hash browns with no oil. But not every Waffle House will do that. That's just something that I guess I go there enough. And we had a little conversation one time when I was talking about my steamed hash browns, and I just said out loud, I wish you could just do it on there without the oil, but without being steamed. And he said, I can do that. So I got a little relationship with that Waffle House. And those were excellent when I finally got to them last night. But getting back to my day, so I had my little meeting, and I was prepared to go, and then you get these little notifications on your calendar. I had another meeting yesterday after school. I forgot I was on that committee. Humph. So I go to this committee meeting. We're looking at a new LMS for our school system, and so I was on that little steering committee. And what do I do when I walk in there? They have all kinds of stuff laid out, chips and dips and queso and all kinds of things. And although the dairy stuff would never tempt me, but the chips would. And they had a little spread of things for us, and I just pushed my little wheelchair. Yeah, I'm in a wheelchair at school right now because I can't walk around because of my broken toe. I pushed my little wheelchair along the side of a desk, sat down, opened up my laptop, and waited for the meeting to begin. I did not touch any of that stuff, even though I was hungry. And this is the funny part. I wasn't even tempted. That's amazing. And I think it's taken a few minis for my brain to do that. Now, since I've been doing the minis, I have been really good at not going for those sorts of things, but it's still a little battle inside. But yesterday, I didn't even have a battle, even though I was hungry. And so, you got to remember, I've got to have enough potatoes with me so that this doesn't happen to me anymore. I don't like that feeling. I like being satiated. So, leave the meeting, and then I probably had about 30, 40 minutes before class started. And class is not too far from where I work either. I attend the satellite location in the city where I live. And so I went on to my hash brown, my Waffle House place. The same guy was there. I was so happy. So he did my hash browns on the griddle without any oil for me, and I got a triple order. Sorry, I'm not apologizing for that. And it had mushrooms on it, because that's the only vegetable that they had that I would want to put in it. And I enjoyed them. I enjoyed them so much. And I think I probably floated around with this big old smile on my face all day for the rest of the day during class. Didn't understand a thing that professor was saying about logic and inductive reasoning and all this kind of stuff. I was just like, oh, I'm just happy my tummy's full of potatoes. And so that satisfied me for the evening. And I usually eat a little something in the evenings when I'm grading papers or whatever it is that I'm doing. I got home, I guess, about maybe 8:30. I didn't eat anything else. I did drink some water. I drink a lot of water, by the way. And then put my head on my pillow last night and smiled. And I smiled because I was compliant. And that is a super good feeling. When you are finished with your day, and then you can put your head on your pillow and you can say, well done. And so listen, guys, I'm going to post some pictures of the things that I've been eating. It's quite boring. Nothing fabulous because I can't cook. And that makes me so sad. I love to cook. Give me about another week and a half or so, and I should be able to start putting some pressure on this foot. Because I tell you, that little toe is broken in half. So I've got to stay off of this foot as much as possible. But when I can start cooking again, I'll start putting out more videos as far as my cooking demonstrations are concerned. And what I'll also do one day this week, and I think I may even, we'll see, but I may post some of my cooking demonstrations in the comment section of the Facebook group, in the comment section, so that you can get some ideas of things that you might want to do with your potatoes if you're following Potato Mini, with your rice if you're following a Rice Mini. Those of you who are following on YouTube, just search my channel and you can find all kinds of cooking demonstrations. They are not recipes. I don't have stuff written out. I'm one of those old school cooks who just sort of puts things together, but I talk out what I'm doing. That's how I learn to cook, by watching. Eventually, when I find the time and the wherewithal, I'll try to write out some of these things for you. But when I write them out, I want them to be accurate. Okay, guys. Well, y'all have a great day 3, and I will talk to you again tomorrow morning. Okay, kids are out of the classroom. It is 3 o'clock. I am starving and I have no more potatoes with me. I have no more potatoes. But before I go to class this evening, I'm going to stop by Waffle House and I'm going to get me some steamed hash browns. So I'm not going in that little container that has those snacks. I'm going to wait about 30 more minutes and I'm going to get me some hash browns. Whew. I had another meeting that I forgot all about. Just getting out. It is about 5:15. I have 45 minutes to get to class, but I am going to make my time, go in there and get my steamed hash browns. I am so hungry. I'm almost hangry right now. But I did not eat any of those snacks they had at that meeting. Really proud of myself. Before the Mary's Mini, when I got complacent with my other programs, I would have gotten a bag or 2. So, again, yay me! Off to Waffle House.